Cyberbullying: the dark side of social media and its impact on mental health. Today is the era of social media. But it is far more dangerous than it seems. It is filled with a never-ending battle with anxiety and depression. Social media may be a great option for entertainment and connection, but it also has a very deep impact on our mental health. Let's begin the quest to find out the dark side of social media and its effects on our mental health. Social media has become an integral part of our lives. It allows us to connect with friends, share our thoughts and experiences, and keep us updated with the latest news and events. Every coin has two sides, one good and the other bad. Similarly, social media also has a dark side. It has many negative effects on our mental health. It can have a profound impact on our privacy concerns and our health. Negative effects on mental health. When we see others' exotic trips, luxurious meals, and stunning selfies through their social media, a feeling of inadequacy starts growing within us. Suddenly, we find our lives dull and incomplete compared to others. Depression and loneliness. While social media is meant to bring us closer to each other, it is ironically leading to feelings of depression and loneliness. When we see the lives of others on posts, we can't stop ourselves from wondering why we don't have as much happiness in our lives. We start feeling inadequate about our lives, which increases the risk of developing feelings of depression and loneliness. Social media has become a never-ending battle. Social media has become a breeding ground for body image issues as we compare ourselves to influencers. Our perception of beauty is distorted and a negative body image is formed as we compare ourselves and feel inadequate.
Volta para o aplicativo de banco, os aplicativos.
Being exposed to social media till late at night is nothing more than a sham of a good night's sleep. The blue glow of our screens disrupts our natural sleep patterns, leaving us tossing and turning and thinking about God knows what instead of getting a good night's sleep.
Volta para o aplicativo de banco, os aplicativos.
The constant stimulation and preoccupation on social media can make it difficult to relax and sleep soundly, leaving us tired and irritable the next day. So, think twice before sacrificing your beauty sleep for the allure of social media. Comparison and competition. Comparing ourselves to others is the thief of our happiness. We constantly compare ourselves to others. Whether it is the number of likes on a photo or the achievements achieved by our peers, social media breeds a culture of constant comparison. This is leading to a never-ending cycle of self-doubt and dissatisfaction as we strive to meet the unrealistic expectations set by the virtual world. Data collection and exploitation. The collection and exploitation of personal data can make us vulnerable to violations and invasions of our privacy. The constant awareness that our every move is being tracked and monetized can have a profound impact on our sense of autonomy and mental health. Impact on mental privacy. As the line between online and offline becomes blurred, our mental privacy is also affected. Social media platforms have become a breeding ground for sharing our innermost thoughts and feelings, often without considering the potential consequences. While talking about a bad day or sharing our deepest fears can be soothing, the lack of mental privacy can expose us to judgment, criticism, and even manipulation. Striking a balance between openness and protecting your mental well-being is essential in the vast expanse of the digital world. Impact on interpersonal relationships. Do you remember the good old days when we used to have face-to-face conversations? Those days are slowly coming to an end in the age of social media. The constant allure of online connections and virtual interactions has replaced real-life interactions. We have become socially isolated and disconnected from the world around us. So, the next time you meet friends, put down the phone and enjoy the conversation without interruptions. You'd be surprised at what you've been missing out on. Superficial relationships. The virtual world promotes quantity over quality, as we collect friends and followers like trading cards. In pursuit of the perfect follower count and the illusion of popularity, we miss out on the joy of real interactions, real intimacy that can only be found in face-to-face interactions. Negative impact on empathy. As social media replaces real-life interactions, empathy for one another is diminishing. The ever-changing landscape of social media is making us insensitive to the feelings of others, eroding the foundations of compassion and understanding. Reduced real-life social support. Hours spent with screens are draining us of time and energy. Digital interactions cannot fully replace the warmth and comfort of physical presence, leaving us vulnerable to feelings of isolation and a lack of genuine support. Remember to prioritize the real-life connections that truly sustain us, rather than getting lost in the virtual maze of social media. Spread of misinformation. In the vast realm of social media, misinformation spreads like wildfire. The uncontrolled sharing of false narratives can lead to widespread dissemination of misinformation, leading to false assumptions and divisive sentiments. The echo chamber effect created by social media algorithms further exacerbates the problem, as our feeds become more in tune with our existing beliefs and values. The result? A breeding ground for confirmation bias, where false narratives thrive and the truth becomes muddled in a sea of hashtags and retweets. Social media has a way of surrounding us with people who think and believe like us, but as we surround ourselves with like-minded individuals, our perspectives become narrow and fixed, stifling growth and stifling critical thinking. So, step out of your filter bubble from time to time. The fresh air of different views can broaden your horizons. Social media is polarizing views. Instead of promoting healthy debate and understanding, social media often becomes a battleground of divisive rhetoric and hostility. Constant exposure to extreme views can increase anger and frustration and further divide society, eroding the fabric that binds us together. As we move further into the digital landscape, it is important to know what negative impacts it can have on us and what steps we should take to protect our well-being. So, the next time you find yourself glued to your phone, don't forget to take a break, connect with loved ones and embrace the joys of the world around you.
Поїхали. Класно. А тепер навпаки.
Remember, life is meant to be lived, not just filtered and shared. Find us at The fear of missing out is a modern-day epidemic that is affecting social media users across the globe. When we compare ourselves to others, a nagging feeling creeps in, the fear that we are missing out on something amazing. This creates a constant state of restlessness and anxiety within us, as we feel the pressure to keep up with the limitless experiences we see on social media. So, the next time you feel like everyone else is living their best life while you are confined to a limited sphere, remember that social media often creates the illusion of constant excitement. Negative effects on self-esteem. Social media has turned the art of validation into a game of numbers. The number of likes and comments on a post has become a reflection of our worth and popularity, undermining our sense of self-esteem. The constant need for external validation and the pressure to maintain an online persona make us vulnerable to the ups and downs of social media reactions. Cyberbullying and online harassment. Although the digital world opens the door to possibilities, it also opens the door to cruelty and harassment. Cyberbullying comes in many forms, ranging from hurtful comments and personal attacks to spreading malicious rumors and violating privacy. Behind the safety of their screens, individuals can engage in behaviors they would not dare display in the physical world, causing emotional harm to their victims. The prevalence of cyberbullying on social media platforms is a grim reminder of the dark side of human nature, as online harassment becomes an ever-present threat. Effects on mental health. The impact of cyberbullying and online harassment on mental health cannot be underestimated. The constant barrage of negative and hurtful messages leads to feelings of fear, anxiety, and shame. Victims of cyberbullying often experience a drop in self-esteem, depression, and even suicidal thoughts. The virtual world, once a place to connect, has today become a battleground for mental health. Suicidal ideation and self-harm. Sadly, the consequences of cyberbullying have escalated to extreme levels. The constant suffering and emotional distress experienced by victims is leading to suicidal ideation and self-harm. The anonymity and isolation provided by social media platforms makes it easy for individuals to expose their cruelty without facing immediate consequences. It is a sobering reminder that the words we write and the comments we make can have a life-changing effect on others. Addiction and dependence. Just like caffeine and chocolate, social media addiction has become a real phenomenon in today's digital landscape. Spending too much time on social media is leading to neglect of real-life responsibilities, strained relationships, and a decline in the sense of self-control. As social media is seeping into every aspect of our lives, it is harming our productivity. Instead of focusing on the tasks at hand, we find ourselves engrossed in the alluring world of videos and viral challenges. This constant distraction leads to reduced productivity and a decline in the quality of work. It is a vicious circle. We turn to social media for a short break, but end up trapped in its clutches, unable to escape its magnetic pull. Have you ever tried to go on a social media detox? Brace yourself for an onslaught of withdrawal symptoms. Social media addiction can have very real physical and emotional effects when we try to wean ourselves off it. The urge to constantly check notifications, the worry of missing out on something, and the fear of disconnecting can make detoxing from social media a difficult experience. Withdrawal symptoms can range from irritability and anxiety to a constant craving for virtual connection. So, be careful when taking a break from the world of hashtags and emojis. It can be harder than you think.